Let's take a live look over LCA this morning, and in just a few years, women's professional basketball will be back in the city of Detroit. We broke that announcement Monday morning, and the reaction has been nonstop ever since. I talked to Arn Tellem, who is the vice chairman of the Detroit Pistons, who takes us behind the scenes of that process and the presentation they had as they were fighting to convince the WNBA to come back here to Detroit. Arn, take me behind the scenes. I know that, the official group kind of got together in January, but I'm sure these conversations with Tom and yourself and many others started long before that. How did all this get going?
Well, it started with a conversation with Tom and me when we heard there was going to be an expansion process. And we discussed that we wanted to pursue it. And then we had a discussion really to how are we going to show our strength and put our best foot forward for Detroit. And we both came to the conclusion that we should broaden our partnership and include business and civic and philanthropic leaders from our community to show the strength of this wonderful city and community, and to show the strength behind our bid and the support. And so I went to work recruiting, which I sort of know a little bit about from my prior background as an agent, but we brought in a fantastic group of investors who are committed to Detroit's well-being and really believed in the power of sports and what the WNBA could bring to Detroit. And credit to Tom for his vision and leadership and his determination to win this bid for the city. And really that's what was really the genesis of how we got to the broader ownership group. And I think that was critical.
W is back in Detroit. Let's go.
It really showed, I know the WNBA was taken by seeing Sheila Ford-Ham, seeing Mary Barra, seeing Grant Hill, and all the others.
So all those folks went to the presentation?
No, they were part of the bid.
I see.
And I think that had a great impact, though, just seeing the who's who were supporting this bid, beyond Tom, obviously being the centerpiece, right, and myself.
I think a lot of people don't quite understand that this isn't just Tom and the Pistons saying we're going to open up a new team here. This is a process where you have to convince the league as you compete against, I think it was 10 other cities, right?
Yeah, at least 10 other cities, and a lot of cities with a lot of sex appeal.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, it was the league believing in Tom, our ownership group, and really the strength of Detroit is its people that make the city up, and seeing the incredible support that we had, because I think it really showed that to the WNBA that we were determined and committed to doing right by this franchise, and really we're going to be good stewards of this franchise, and that we had the community support. That was critical, showing that we had the community support, that we really wanted this for the city. So I think all those played into it. But really it starts with Tom. It really starts with his leadership, his vision, and his commitment to the city to make a lasting impact, and I think everything else fell into place.
I've been to several NBA Board of Governors meetings, and I kind of got the vibe, the gist of it, that while they look at community support and they look at fan bases, a lot of it comes down to dollars and cents. The financial support, the backings of the ownership group, and the business models of what the community will support once the team begins.
Right. Well, I think there's no question.
They care about the money.
That money is a factor, but everyone had the money.
Yeah.
So then it becomes what's beyond the money.
Sure.
And really, it's about the community support. Okay. And let me just say, having the Shock here in the past, it had a great history. We led the league in attendance 3 times. We won championships. The greatest single attendance ever in the WNBA history was here.
22,000, I think it was.
Was in Detroit. And so there's a great history here. There's a great basketball history here beyond just the Pistons and the Shock. The city has produced incredible basketball talent. They love basketball in Detroit and in the state of Michigan. Right. There's great college programs. So great coaches, there's just an incredible baskall history.
So in the presentation, were you able to show videos, show pictures of what it was like?
We laid out the history and they know it, and they appreciated it. And I think all these factors, knowing the history, knowing the incredible transformation the city is under, just like the WNBA, I think we were two ships aligned, and I think all that led to a successful, bid, and we're significant factors in that process.
When was the actual decision made? When did the board vote, and how long did you have to sit on this?
Well, I'm not going to get into that because I think, but we felt good about our chances actually from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I felt, given the strength of our bid, starting with Tom, our incredible investor group, the support of the governor, the mayor, the city, all the city officials, our commitment to building, and they've seen our Pistons Performance Center, and our commitment to build one equally as nice for the women.
Right.
And that we had identified a couple potential sites for it were all significant factors. And just Detroit's incredible sports fan base. The fans here are second to none. And the support that they give for the Pistons, for the Red Wings, for the Tigers, for the Lions, and for all the sporting events that come through this great city. And I think Kathy was moved by the rich history here. These were all the factors that led to a successful bid.
So you had a great presentation. Things went well. You probably felt good about it. Did you still have some butterflies as you were waiting for the
We were
decision?
always nervous until it's finally announced. Just like a draft pick on the draft night, you may get a commitment or you're hearing good things, but until your name is called officially, there's always that moment where you want to hear it said officially, and I think we all felt that. But we were feeling pretty good that we were looking, that we were optimistic about our chances.
There you go, baby. This is for you, Detroit.
We wanted to make it as hard for them to say no to us
Sure.
and say it to my face, and I think we did.
Yeah. They certainly did. We have much more of that conversation coming up here in just a moment after our short break, which includes the plans to build the team headquarters, how it's going to help the community, and where it's actually going to be, or at least where they're hoping it's going to be. We'll play that when we come back. Back to Local 4 Live, everybody. We're going to continue my interview with Arn Tellem here as you're looking live over LCA as we discuss the future of the city and where their headquarters and practice facilities and so much more could be in Detroit. Okay, so let's talk about the future then. And I'm sure this was a big part of the presentation of what you're going to build for this next team. Not just a practice facility and a team headquarters, but really something that's going to help the community.
Right. That was the story that we told was which we're going to execute was we wanted to create a campus starting with the WNBA headquarters, but add a youth academy to it, really to link professional sports team and a youth academy together. So, because to me, the professional sports teams are there to inspire our youth. Yeah. And what better than the WNBA team to be the sort of the centerpiece to a youth academy. But our idea is to bring it, and when we talked to like Sheila Ford Hamp, I mean, she was really wanted to have flag football for the youth of Detroit. And so as we got all these ideas, and some of the philanthropic organizations that were committed to supporting this had certain ideas about what should go in there. But really, for the young people of Detroit, it's about providing equitable access to having great facilities, just like kids in the suburbs have. Yep. And we know there's a shortage of great facilities here in the city of Detroit. We need more gyms. We need places to play basketball and volleyball. We need fields to play football and soccer, and potentially track, for track athletes. So we're doing the research now, what should go in this campus, and hopefully we'll have that done in the next couple of months. We're getting a lot of input from experts. Talking to the school system, the charter schools, public schools, and the idea is that to put this all in one place. We've identified a potential site. We've talked about the site on the riverfront by the Belle Isle Bridge, the old Uniroyal site.
Oh, okay.
It's not definite, but that's the preferred site, and we're now doing the due diligence on it, hoping that will work. It's a magnificent site, looking out and views of Belle Isle, the bridge, looking out at Canada, the water, looking downtown. Right, and there's so much good that's happened on the Riverwalk, so it would be the perfect site if this could all work. And they have the land, and
who owns that right now?
It's really within the city.
Okay.
And so we're working with the city to see if this could work, and hopefully keep our fingers crossed it will. And I think What'll be great about it is that it'll be if we can pull this off, which I'm confident we will. I hate to say everything is 100%, but
Right.
there's always risk. But it'll be not only a draw, and most importantly for the young people of Detroit and future generations, well beyond my years. But I think it'll be a draw for kids all over the state and hopefully nationally to come here and play in Detroit.
Yeah.
And it'll be a great showcase for the city.
It'll be a great recruitment tool
Yeah.
as well.
And it'll show Detroit children you don't have to leave to have the best facilities. You can play here and stay here and play here. And we're behind you, and we're all for your maximizing your potential. It'll be a great statement.
Speaking of leaving, I think it's an important conversation to note that the Shock did not leave because of poor business issues or poor attendance. It was just an ownership decision, right?
Well, what happened was we just got caught up in, after Bill Davidson died, and caught up in the disposition of the estate. And I don't know all the details, but it was, unfortunately after his death that, the team left before Tom had even taken over the team. But the team had been successful, and these things happen when, when there's a death or divorce or something that happens with an owner, and they had a great run here, and there's no question that the support was there then. It will be here now. We're very optimistic about the future. We wouldn't have done it if we didn't believe in it. And the fact that all these people came in to support the bid, to me, was an indication that there is a groundswell of support for the franchise.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that we had to turn away that wanted to invest because there's limits of only how many, you can only have 25 individual investors. We're going to try to go back to see if we can ask the league to see if they'll allow us to have a few more. But we have a long list of people that would like to invest and support this bid, which also, to me, also shows you how strong an interest there is in bringing the WNBA back to Detroit, and just the civic pride that everyone has for doing, for the future of Detroit.
Yeah.